What's up, guys? Welcome to the Stats Free Sports channel. Here today to bring you an NFL discussion video on Jonathan Allen's future with the Washington Commanders. But before we get into that, comment down below, will the Commanders trade Jonathan Allen this season? Now let's get into it. Last year for the Commanders has been rough. Was rough. Sam Howell, the old line, the defense took a step back. Everyone took a step back on that defense. There was no it was a no-brainer for me that Ron Rivera was fired. I had him being fired the year prior, so I think they were a year too late on that, in my opinion. But change has been happening. They brought in Adam Peters from the Niners. They got a new coach. They got Dan Quinn, a new OC, Cliff Kingsbury, and I think they're gonna be also making some trades as well this offseason, trying to clear up even more cap. They lead the league in cap space right now. I believe of like 71-ish million. They probably can balloon to probably about 90. They make certain cuts. I think they'll make Charles Leno, a couple other moves here and there, and I think Jonathan Allen could be on that list as well as possible trade. But why would you want to trade John Allen? Why would you want to trade a former Pro Bowl defensive tackle that has very good years with the Commanders and definitely has a pretty good future as well? Not that old, 29 years old. Why would you trade him? And last year was for me, the breaking point. As a non-Commanders fan, I will say I'm not a Commanders fan, but just watching from afar, the Commanders and Allen weren't on the same page. Allen made it public statements a couple times last year after losses, some bad losses. I do understand that, and it's tough, having the media in your face after a loss. But he's a pro. He's been around for a long time. He understands what to say and what not to say. But publicly, a couple times, he said last year that he wasn't happy. He never demanded out. He never requested a trade publicly. But he also said he did he did kind of feel like he did want to experience another team, and go somewhere new. He felt like that behind the scenes. He said it publicly, but he said he's still committed to the Commanders. So we'll see how everything goes with that. But, that definitely gives you cause of pause, plus his age, plus the new scheme that's bringing in by Dan Quinn. Does he fit the scheme? Do they still want to have pay both interior defensive? Excuse me. Do they still want to pay both interior defensive tackles big money? You have Payne, who's there as well. And they had their spats on the sideline also. So it's like, it's kind of tough to see what the future holds for Jonathan Allen. If not traded this offseason, I do believe he'll be traded sometime during the 2024 calendar year. But the offseason, the year is so long. Obviously, you have the free agency period coming up soon. You have training camp, the draft, preseason, also the trade deadline. So I believe he'll be traded sometime during during the 2024 calendar year. Just a matter of when and what time frame is best for the Commanders. Will they try it out in camp and see, okay, it's just not working, let's trade him, or will they go ahead and get rid of him prior to that? Now, with that out of the way, when me saying I think he'll be traded, what are some of the best fits for him? For me personally, I love the Green Bay Packers. Pairing him in that 3-4 system, moving him to DN, having him paired with Kenny Clark, that'll be pretty good. The Packers defense has been hit or miss last year, especially with Joe Barry, who I did a video on last year, a couple videos on. He had the defense rocking during the playoffs, but the regular season, the defense was garbage. Or I'll take it back. I apologize. They were inconsistent, but they did look like garbage on certain weeks. With the Baker Mayfield thing, giving up a perfect passer rating, all that stuff. They got lit up a couple times. Bryce Young lit them up as well, who had a terrible rookie year. So it's like, the Packers needed a new influx of talent. They need something else. Wyatt from Georgia a couple years ago hasn't been great. He's been good, but not great. You can definitely use Jonathan Allen to pair with Kenny Clark, bring back Jair Alexander, make the moves they need to make. And you obviously have Jordan Love on the offensive side of. Oh, slow down, talking. Hold on. You obviously have Jordan Love on the offensive side of the ball with all those young rookie weapons, almost second-year weapons now, except for Christian Watson and Romeo Doubs. Those are third-year guys coming now, which they should have pretty good seasons also. Then you have the other guys as well, Reed, Wicks, and the other guys are tight end, so they should be fine there. So the Packers are in a good spot. I think they have enough cap space as well to land him. So pairing him with Kenny Clark would be great. That'll be awesome in my opinion. Rashawn Gary, still have Preston Smith as of right now. The two inside linebackers, Campbell and Quay Walker. So that would be a very, very strong defense if they bring in Jonathan Allen. If not the Packers, you have options like the Cincinnati Bengals because obviously he wants to go to a winning team. The Bengals, they have a free agent spot right now. They have free agency uh, for some of their best defensive players, mainly being D tackle Reader. I forgot his first name. DJ Reader. He's a free agent. Went down last year, late in the year with the injury. They could definitely kind of upgrade and advance that and push up in the D tackle rankings and go and get Jonathan Allen via trade and let Reader walk, or maybe bring both of them in, bring Reader back, pair him up with Allen. They'll be pretty good to have with those guys like Trey Hendrickson and those guys. So they'll be pretty solid as well. They bring him in. I have a video also on the Bengals getting potentially trading for Chris Jones, the Chiefs star, Hall of Fame defensive tackle. They'll be good also. So either one, you want to go with the cheaper route, probably get Jonathan Allen. He's under your control for the next couple of years with a cap hit of like 20 plus millions. That's not too bad. Paying Chris Jones, we're probably paying about 30 plus million. So, go with the cheaper route, not as good route, but just somewhere in the same level, kind of sort of. Jonathan Allen for the Bengals would make sense and would be a good move. Detroit Lions, I've seen that name thrown out there for a rumor mill with Jonathan Allen. I wouldn't really love it. They don't really need him, honestly. They have what's his name, McNeil at D tackle. I think you need to give Aiden Hutchinson another pass rusher. Give him someone on the opposite side that can pass rush from the edge spot, from a D end, or from the linebacker spot. Give it Hassan Reddick, give him Brian Burns, Neil Hunter, someone. I have a video on that as well. They're going edge rusher prediction video on them landing Bryce Huff, the underrated Jets pass rusher from the last couple of years. Led the team in sacks, but had a pretty good year in sacks last year with 10 sacks while not even starting. So I think he could be a quiet name to watch this offseason that could go to a team and help boost their pass rushing level. And I think Bryce Huff to the Lions to me makes sense, so we'll see where that goes. So I'm not really the biggest fan of him, Allen going to the Lions, but it does make sense. Now going to a team people might not want to see happen, but it is possible, and that is Jonathan Allen to the Chiefs. The Chiefs could definitely land Jonathan Allen. It is possible. They do have the cap space for it. They honestly can bring back both. Well, excuse me. They can bring back Chris Jones and still bring in Allen, but Allen could be a cheaper replacement also for Chris Jones. So it depends on how they play with the cap, how they want to do things. But the Chiefs are in a position, realistically, to bring in Chris Jones and to pair him with Jonathan Allen to make a monster duo in that inside. That would be insane if they did that, and it is possible. Now, it'll be tough to bring back Snead still, but he'll probably be franchise tag regardless. So, like I said, it's possible. They have to do some cap flexibility and do some things and some contract restructures. But bringing in Jonathan Allen to pair with Chris Jones instead of trying to replace him with Chris Jones, they'll be crazy. They'll be insane. But it is doable. It is possible. So, the Chiefs do make splash moves, but I don't think teams will want to help out the Chiefs. That's the thing. The Chiefs can't do it because teams might not want to help them out to try to win again and keep and keep going with the dynasty. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. Like they might just stand back and just pay Chris Jones what he wants, and then they just run it back with most of their main guys. But adding a big player like Allen, that would mean obviously the Commanders would target going to the Chiefs instead of going somewhere else, and I don't think that's probably likely or the best thing to do is you want the Chiefs to keep winning. So that's really up in the air. We'll see. Another team I think I like a lot for Jonathan Allen is the Jacksonville Jaguars. Pair him up with those guys, franchise tag or pay Josh Allen, the edge rusher. You have Trayvon Walker from a #1 pick a couple years ago. Pair him up from the inside with I won't say Chris Jones so bad. Pair him up with Jonathan Allen, and there will be a pretty good, strong defense there. And they were solid last year. I think their cornerback plus another edge rusher or defensive tackle away from being a very good defense, and you start by bringing in Allen. Then in the draft or free agency, you can bring in someone else that will fit the scheme as well. Ryan Nielsen, who's my former Falcons defensive coordinator from last year, who did a very solid job with our defense. He could definitely right the ship and get everything right with that Jags defense. And if you give him Jonathan Allen, that will definitely be a big help in the right direction for that Jaguars defense. So those are my main teams I have in mind for Jonathan Allen. But obviously, teams with money, teams with cap space can bring him in. You got the Titans, who are kind of in a weird spot. Are they in rebuild? They in rebuild mode? Are they in tank mode? Are they in trying to just stay steady mode? We're not quite sure. The Texans can definitely trade for him. They have the cap space. They have the picks as well. Allen can definitely go to a bunch of places. A bunch of teams could definitely use one of the best D tackles in the world right now. Like I said, not Aaron Donald, not Chris Jones level, but he's a level right below that with the Jeffrey Simmons, with the Dexter Lawrences, who might be pushing the envelope to be in the Aaron Donald, Chris Jones discussion. But that's another talk for another day. But Allen is definitely in the conversation as top 5, top 7, top 10, somewhere in that, however you rank them. He's in that category of top D tackles in the world right now in the league. So that's how I see it. Those are probably the best fits for me. But there are other teams as well who could afford them, who could make a move, make a big trade move to bring in Jonathan Allen. So we'll see how everything pans out. But that's it for the video, guys. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I will see you guys next time.